Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to you all. Okay, my name remains Genesis Amaha. By God's grace, I'll be your instructor for today. Welcome to the day 4 of Excel track. Over the last 3 days, we'll dive into understanding Excel interface, understanding cells, ranges. The third day, we're introduced to functions, operators, and functions, right? With aggregators and the basic functions we use in our day-to-day work in Excel. So by God's grace, today we'll be looking at sorting and filtering data validation. Please pay attention. Anywhere you don't understand, ask me and ask your question immediately. Because if I pass, you might not catch up again. So let's begin with sorting and filtering. So my workbook is open. This is my workbook, Genotech Day 1, right? So the file we'll be using can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So the file we'll be using is this very file here. This is a data. I mean, the data we'll be using is this very one. There are two data here that we'll be using, sheet 1 and sheet 2. So let me rename this as a sorting. Rename to sorting. Rename this one to filtering. So I'll use this one. We'll use this one for filtering. Okay. So the other day, when we treated the if function, I told you that if function is used to filter criteria. But now, today we'll be using the filter to filter our data, right? In the data tab here. We take here, we have filter, we have sorting. And so we'll start with sorting. So it means we are going to sort this very sheet here, or this very data. So this data, let's just take a look at what this data is. The data has 4 columns and 70 rows. You can see 70 rows, 4 columns. So that's like the data frame. Okay, so it has date, it has item, it has quantity. Okay, these are 5 columns. That quantity, it has shop name, and it has total sale. So mainly seeing this data, you know that okay, this is sale data, right? This is sale data. So this company sells these items here, and somebody purchased total quantity, right? But the price was not given. Okay, we will not just assume the price. We know the total sale here. Okay, so this total sale is the amount they sold this item, or maybe the total quantity. No, yeah, amount, not the quantity. Total sale. It can be anything. It can be total quantity sold, right? But we assume that this is the amount that this fridge were sold. So we can format this with currency and give it dollar, right? Let's say this is $2,272. To format it, I'll click on the first cell that contains the value. Okay. So for me to highlight down, to highlight, I need to click and drag down, right? But there's a shorter way to do that. I click on the cell, I hold my control and shift. Control shift, then I press the down arrow key. It will highlight everything to the end of the data. take note, this data is just small. This is just 70 rows, right? But we have a data, like I told you the other day, rather, we have data that can be up to 1 million rows. So imagine you having to drag down to 1 million columns or rows rather. So the easiest way is to use Control Shift, the down arrow, Control Shift. If I want to highlight the entire data here, I can just Control Shift. If I stand here, Control Shift, right arrow key, it will highlight to the end of the table or where the data is contained. Then highlight down. I've highlighted everything, right? Okay. So I will be dealing with sorting and filtering, but before that, we can see that some data or some of the string, the text are hidden because the cells or the space is not enough for it. What do? We highlight the columns like this. From the column header, we highlight it this way. We stand on any straight line and double click 1, 2. Okay, so we can see our data now. So what do we want to sort? We want to sort to see the earliest date, right? So these are dates. We want to sort to see the earliest date that we sold things. Let's say we are looking for something, a customer, or we are looking for price or something that was sold, or we're looking for something was sold at so time, but we have a bunch of data like this that have been entered either in a database or anyway. Then what do we do? How do we sort to find it with ease? We use sorting, we use filtering, right? So what is sorting? What is sorting? To sort something means to bring things that are relevant closer to you or farther away from you, right? For instance, we have a mixture of males and females, and maybe, or we have students of different ages. We want to see students that are old. The oldest student should come first, while the youngest should go backwards, right? So why? Probably we want to give them heavy tasks or duty that younger ones cannot do. So the priority should be on senior students first, right? Yes. So we can now filter them that old students should come first or older students should come first, while not filtering rather, we sort them for old students to come first, while younger ones go behind. Okay, or if we want to give preference, maybe let's say we want to give them sweet. We know older students, even if they miss sweet, nothing will happen. But those small children, they really need it. You don't give them, they'll start crying. We can sort and so okay, let the younger ones come to the front. So that's just sorting, right? That's just sorting. Again, maybe you have money. Somebody like me, I like spending old money before spending new one. So if I have money, let me say a bunch of 1,000 notes, right? I will sort it to bring old money, the one that's dirty, to the front, and keep the one that is clean behind. So I'll first spend the one that is dirty first. That's sorting. Okay, so we want to sort now to see the current, or let me say the latest sales, right? How do we do that? We click on the data. Remember, we'll not click outside. We must click on the data. This is where the data is, the table that contains the data. So we click there and we go to data tab. From data, we say sorting. So we have sorting here, right? We have sorting here. We can sort ascending. This is ascending from A to Z. We can sort descending from Z to A. This descending is from the highest to the smallest, from the oldest to the newest, right? Then this ascending is from the newest to the oldest, or from the smallest to the biggest. So let us sort what ascending. So there are two ways we can sort. If I sort now, I can decide to sort only the date. So the rest of the data will not move. But does that make sense to us? That I want to sort information. I don't want to sort this column alone. Why the other columns will not work? It means I will. Sorry, we're logged out. Network is bad. Okay. I'll share my screen again.
Okay.
Share my screen. So as I was saying, that if I sort this without sorting the entire data, what happened is that this data will not be correct. Why? This is 7th January, fridge was sold. Quantity of fridges that were sold, 10 fridges, right? Shop name is Mega Mart, right? Okay, let's say maybe this is the purchase. Let's say, yeah, this sale data. It was Mega Mart that purchased this 10 item from us with this amount. So if I sort now, ascending or descending, only this column, it means it will not tally with the rest of the data here. So for me to sort, I need to sort everything. But let's try sorting it like that and see. I sort ascending from the newest to the oldest. Can you see? We now have everything January, after January, February. But remember, this data, let me undo. Okay, if you check here, you see that this is January 7, right? This Mega Mart was sold 2,272. And the second thing here, date, right? It's 11 January. But if I sort this way, check the Mega Mart and all these ones will not change. Only this column will change. Let me highlight this column. If I highlight the entire column like this, or let me highlight this column this way, or the range, or the column, let me highlight this range like this and say sort what? Ascending. I start ascending. So there's a pop-up here asking me if I want to expand the selection, because remember, I only selected a range of cells in column A, right? So everything I selected was in column A. So if I don't say expand the selection, it will only sort this very column, which, as I said before, the data will no longer make sense, right? The data will no longer make sense. Just like saying Genesis is 50 years, Basi is 10 years, and Elementor is 2 years. Then I'm now sorting by their ages. I say the oldest will come first, by the youngest date, the latest date will go back. Then you sort, you discover that Basi will remain in his position. Then another date will be assigned to Basi. Probably 55 years will be given to Basi. Meanwhile, Basi is up to 25 years old. So the data is now is not correct again. So to solve that problem, what we do, we always expand selection. And when you are sorting, do not highlight the column. Even if you know that your preference is on the date. Yes, your preference is on the date. You are looking for the closest date, but not just the date. You are picking the date to correspond with data in adjacent columns, or let me say corresponding columns. We have this date item. If I have a date, let me see if I sort just by this, I have April and the data here does not correspond. It means the aim of my sorting is defeated, right? So let me say continue with the current selection and you see what happens. Take note of this. Trying to move something so I can see. All right, take note of these figures here, right? Let me return back to how the data was. Okay. This is the way the data was entered. So I want to sort from oldest to newest. But I highlight the entire column here, or let me say the entire range of data in column A. And I say sort descending. I don't want to expand selection. Check. This is January 7, fridge, and all of that. So I say sort. You see that nothing changed here, but this site have been altered. So the data does not make sense this way. I undo. If I want to sort, I should sort everything across. I sort again, descending. You can see that we have the oldest date here is 27 March, right? 27 March 2023. And what was sold? Washing machine was sold. 10 pieces of washing machine were sold to mini mart. Okay. So it's not only date that we can sort anything. Any column can be sorted. It depends on what you want. So let's say I have the whole of this, right? So I want to sort to see the highest quantity or items that whose quantity was sold highest, or let me say item with highest quantity sold. Item with what? Highest quantity sold. How do I sort it? If I want to see items with highest quantity sold, what do? I will sort in the quantity column and not the item column, because I'm looking at what the quantity, but it should correspond with what the item. If I sort item will not give me quantity. You get? So I need to use this quantity to fetch the item with highest quantity. But if what I'm interested in seeing is maybe I want to see item whose later. Okay, let me say I'm looking for something like apple in this case. But I cannot see apple. I can just run a sorting, right? To sort alphabet ascending, so that letters that start, let me say items that start with letter A will come up first. With that, I can easily see my apple. So here my interest is on what? The quantity. So let us sort what? Ascending, no, descending, because I want to see item with the highest quantity sold. So you can see that we have 10, 10, 10. With it, I can easily say, oh, fridges were sold, laptop, music, item, washing machine. These are items with the highest quantity sold. From there, we go down, the list continue down to 1. Here we also have washing machines, right, that were sold with just 1 quantity. Okay, so I will go back. I will control and up arrow key to return to the first cell. Okay, so I say it's not only numbers and data that we can sort. I can also sort using what? Text or strings. So I can sort here. I want to see items from letter A to Z. That's what I'm interested in saying. From A to Z. I saw from A. So you can see fridges, laptop, music, until you get to washing machine, the last. So that's all about filtering or sorting rather. Any question on sorting? Any question about sorting?
There is something you explain and say, is it select expansion, something like that?
Oh
What
yeah.
does it really mean?
Expand selection.
Expand selection.
This is what it means. This column is highlighted. Only this column is highlighted, meaning the sorting I want to perform is on this column alone. So it will not affect this other side. So let's see how it works. I want to sort, check this item. First, let me sort the quantity to from highest to smallest. That's the quantity. Let me sort here based on quantity from the highest to the smallest. That we have 10 down to 1, right? Then I come to fridge here. I say I want to sort ascending too. So see how it works. I will highlight this let me highlight the range in this column B, right? So I want to see items that start with A, B to Z. Let it be like that. That's what ascending. I come here and sort what? Ascending. Once I click on ascending, it will now ask me, do you want to expand selection? It means, do I want the sorting to cut across the entire data? That's expanding selection. So it will sort everything at the same time. But if I say no, continue with the current selection, you can see we have fridge. But most fridge were not sold. And let me say that they don't have they were not sold up to 10 quantities. If you check that, you see that we have fridges that were sold, only one quantity was sold, right? But here, all the fridges are having 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Do you get? So this data is not accurate like this when you don't expand selection, because it will be filtering a particular column alone, while the rest of the columns were not filtered alongside. Is that understood?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I undo. So whenever you're sorting, please remember to expand the selection and don't even highlight self because you might end up messing up your data. If you are not familiar with the data, you think that's what it is. Or you tamper with somebody's data. And when you tamper with somebody's data, they can sue you. They can arrest you for that. Okay. So the next one is filtering. So in filtering, I love filtering. We have, excuse me. So what does filtering do? Remember I told you the if function is used to filter our data. If I have if I have 10,000 naira and I want to share it to only 5 persons, but I have over 100 persons. Remember, my money is 50,000. I have over 100%, but I want to share it to only 5 persons. And the sharing should be based on merit, or maybe the conditional sharing. Not everybody will receive the money. Only 5% will receive. Let me say they will receive it based on merit. So let's check. The people I want to share the money to are my student in class. I was okay. The criteria to get this money is that you must be general tech students or trainee. You get? So from general tech, I'll filter further because when I call general tech students or trainees, there were more than 50 or even 100 or any amount. But I need any number, right? Quantity. But I only need 5 persons to give a scholarship or award to, or the money to, not the scholarship. So I'll filter, it's okay. From general student, I want to see general student that have attended MS Word class and also Excel class. So with that now, I've been able to filter out people that did not attend the two classes. Some attended Excel, they did not attend MS Word. Some attended MS Word, did not attend Excel. Automatically, those people are disqualified. They didn't meet the criteria, right? The criteria is that you must be a general student. Second, you must have attended our MS Word class and Excel class. So if I have people that meet the criteria, but they are still more than 5, I can still introduce another criteria again, a filter, right, to filter out more persons. So I'll have what I need. So I was okay. You attended general tech class 1 and 2, which is MS Word and Excel, and you are the student, right? So we want the ones that won't miss class at all. You have not missed class at all. You have been so consistent. So if I filter with that, I may end up having the 5 or still higher. If I still have the higher than 5, I can still introduce another filter that the general students attended MS Word and Excel, you have been consistent in class. The fourth criteria I will introduce is that, and you have also done your assignments. You have done 1 or 2 assignments and submitted, right? So if you don't meet all these criteria, you are off the game. When you meet the criteria, you collect your money. You don't understood. So that word filters will do for us. So let me use the same data to filter. Then I'll use this one. Okay, let me use this one to filter. If you check here, we're having hash. What's the problem? What do you think is the problem? I've solved the problem already. The space was not enough, right? It was very, very small for it. Okay. So now I want to introduce a filter here. For us to filter, we must be active within what? The table. If I'm here and I introduce a filter, it will give me wrong filter. Let me introduce a filter here and you see what happened. Can you see what's written? It said this can be applied to the selected range. Select a single cell in a range and try again. Select a single cell in a range and try again. This is a cell, but there is no data here. So here there's a data. So let me introduce a filter. Right, a filter, sorry. I introduce the filter, I click. Once I click on filter, we have a filter here. This drop down is a filter. I can drill this data to what I want. First, let me drill something. I say, okay, I want to sort to see only sales that were done or items that were sold in January, right? I want to calculate the January sale, or let me see the first quarter sale. Now I want to see items that were sold January, February, and March. But to do that, the other day I told you to remind me so I can teach you how to extract days, weekdays from data, from dates, months from dates, using value function. For us to do that, let me do that here so that I can extract January, because if I want to say I should filter by January, let's see how it works. I filter by January, February. Okay, so we can actually filter it. We have 2023 here. The data is 2023 data. So I want to filter to see January, February, and March, because those are the months I'm interested in to do or to perform my calculation for the first quarter of the year. So I will unselect everything and select only January. If I extend January, you see the dates that follow in January. I will select January. Oh God. January. Why is it expanding? Okay. Sorry. You click on the checkbox, February and March. January, February, and March. And I enter. Okay, before then, let us check the table structure of this data. There are many columns here, 4 columns. How many rows do we have? We have 114 rows. Please, how do you introduce the filter? All right, let me introduce the filter again. To add the filter, as I said, click inside the data, because if you are outside the data this way, filter cannot be applied here because there is no data here. So we use the table that contains the data. This is like a table, even if we have not converted it to table, it's a table, right? That contains the data. It has the structure of a table, rows and columns. So you stand inside the data and click filter from data tab. Then you see filter under sorting and filter, under sort and filter panel. You click on filter. So we have it here already. So as I said before, I want to drill the data to only see January, February record. So I can uncheck May, April, and I say okay. So the data you see here, don't forget that when I check our data was 100 and how many columns?
115.
Eh?
115.
115, right?
Yes.
115 rows of data. 114 rows of data. That's correct. Thank you very much. So now, if I filter, if I remove May, April from the data, this is what we have left. So we have data from our data stop at let me say 53, 59. So there are 59 rows now of data from January to February out of 114 rows of data or rows of data. So I've been able to use the first filter to filter by January and February. Now, I'm not interested in all the customers, right? All the customers. I want to see only Supermart customer, or I have a General Mart here. You can see General Mart here, right? I want to see only General Mart products that were sold to General Mart alone, right? Or sales that General Mart purchase or whatever you call it. I'm interested in seeing what General Mart did and not every other of all the customers, right? General Mart from January to March. Okay. So I will uncheck everything and check only General Mart. So let's see. I'll further filter the data to give me what only General Mart and from January to March. So this are all, let me say this is the General Mart record. of sales or purchase, because general mart purchased something from us, right? So this is total sale. I can go further to calculate the total sale that general mart purchase, or that was sold to general mart, or general mart total purchase, however you call it, because definitely we are selling to general mart is buying from us. It's either purchase or sale. Purchase from general mart or sale to general mart. Okay, so I say equal to summation, sum, if you check here, you see that our data is jumping, right? This is column, this is row 1. There's no row 2 to row 5. We have row 6. Because it's at row 6 that general mart purchase something. That's the first purchase is in row 6. The second one is in row 11. You can see. So it means we can still have other data here between, right? So I say, let me just highlight everything here. I highlight like this. I close. So this is what the total sale by general mart. So you can see error or warning sign here is telling you the formula in the cell refers to a range that has additional numbers adjacent to it. So there are actually additional numbers here, but we are not seeing them, but we didn't filter it. As in, we have filtered them off. Okay, so I can further filter to say, okay, general mart purchase from January to March, but only one product, which is milk or milk and bread. That's the one I want to see. I want to see only milk and bread. Milk and bread. So the data will further reduce. You can see everything here is just milk or bread. Do you understand? Any question on filters? Any question? Please.
Yes, so data is getting under data.
Yes.
All right.
Under data. Data from data sort and filter panel or ribbon group. Then we have it here. So I can clear my filter here. I clear filter. Everything has returned back. I've cleared my filter. I can remove the filter by clicking back on the filter. I remove the filter. There's no filter again here. So before we continue, I want us to convert this date so that we can make meaningful insight from the data. I want to say we have advanced filtering. I can say this, okay, let me just run a filter with condition here. I can give it a condition, but that's an advanced filtering. We'll do that. To say I want to see general mart, product that were purchased by general mart, and the price is greater than $2,000. Do you get? The price is greater than $2,000 purchased by general mart alone. So I can filter like that. But before that, let's do other filtering. Let's do a little calculation equal to, sorry, not equal to, I want to see the months. Okay, the months are already here, January, February, March. I want to extract the days of the week from here. I can also extract months so that we see it. So let's say month from the data. This month, this is weekday. Okay, let's say this is, yeah, weekday, week underscore day. Then here, as you have weekday name, the month name. You know, when we say month, we are talking about 1 to 12. The first month, the second month, the 12th month. You get? Then when we say week or the day of the week, we are talking about day 1, day 2 to day 7. You get? But if we want to say Monday, Tuesday, that's the weekday name and not the weekday. The weekday is 1 to 7. The weekday name is Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday. Then the month name again is January, February, March, and so on. So I want to see the months. So for me to know the months that this is, if I can decide to change this data let me change it from this to something like, take note of where I am. I'm in home tab. Under home tab, I come to number panel, right? So from custom here, I will choose a short date. This is a long date. That's why it's showing what January, February. It's not a short date. So I can choose a short date. You can see it has changed. There's no January, February again. You can no longer see what you see. You only see numbers, right? So if I want to introduce the long date again, I can introduce long date. Sorry, and to highlight. I can introduce long date here. Where is it? Long date. You can see that we have Monday, 2nd January 2023. It is a long date. The other one was custom. So I highlight everything. Sorry, I'm not highlighting anything. I want to get the word, the month that this is, or the month from this date, right? I say equal to value. Okay, not value. I use a function called text. A function called text function. I open my bracket. What is the value? The value I'm looking for is this, and I say comma. What is the format? I want to see, if I say MMM, I'm looking for date, right? Sorry, I'm looking for month. MMM, I'm looking for month. If I say DDD, I'm looking for day. I entered. So this is January. But remember, I told you we have, let me use value to pick. No, we have month. A function called month. You see, we have a function called month. I want to check, extract the month, right? I click here with that. I think, yes. You see month, it gave me January. That's the serial number of the month. So 1111111. It will give me, this is the month of, these are the months of the year. The same thing with weekday. So for weekday, we use a function called weekday. We have a function called month. We have a function called weekday. So I use a function called weekday to give me the weekday here. So weekday, open bracket, the serial number, which is this, right? I close my bracket, I enter. So this is telling me that what the second day of the week is what date? Is what day? Second day of the week is what day?
Monday.
Monday is the second day of the week. Sunday is the first day of the week. You can see here, we have Monday, 2nd January 2020 something. So Monday is the second day of the week. But if I want to see the weekday, the name of the week itself, which is Monday, Tuesday, I will use the function called text. So here, I think I should better use this one instead of creating more things. So you know how to use this one. The function is called month. You type the function, you click the value. This is the value, which is this date here. You click the value, or you insert the value, which is A2, right? Okay. I will highlight this to the right. I hold my Control Shift to the right, Control Shift down to highlight everything instead of dragging it with my hands. Okay. So this is the month name, month underscore name, month underscore name. Then I have weekday. I think weekday is a 1-letter word. Weekday underscore name. That's weekday name. Okay. So to get the weekday name and the month name, we use a function called text function. This text function is different from the T. Don't forget. We have a function called text equal to text. I open bracket. It will ask me the value. What is the value? The value is this date. Here, I click on it, comma. What is the format? If it is DDD, it means that is a day. If it is MMM, it means month. So remember, so whenever you are typing text or string in a formula, remember to always encode it in double quotes or include it in a double quote. So I type MMM, I'm looking for the month, M. I close my double quote, I close the bracket, I enter. So I have January here. So if I want the January to be spelled in full, I introduce another M to make it 4. I enter. I have January, February, I'll get it to March, right? So now the weekday name, what can I do here? I want to see the weekday name. So I use the same function here. There is no point typing it again. I can just copy it like this using the fill handle. So here, check what's happening here. When we get to reference, you'll know this. This is relative reference. What is the reference here? This January referenced A. Sorry, I mean this E. I referenced A here. So when I get to F, this one want to also reference something because I drag to the right. It will no longer reference the A. It will reference the next column to this very A because this is next to E. So it means as this one is shifting, the other one is also shifting. Do you understand? So if I wanted to solve that problem, like what I did the other day, I would block the B or the A so that when I move, it will only remain there in A. A will not move to B. That's called absolute referencing. Absolute, we have relative reference, absolute reference, structural or table reference. So I can block the A using $sign, or I can go and type B2 manually. I can block the A here using $sign. It means when I move, I drag it to the right, do not reference another cell again. Stop at this A, I have blocked it. You cannot reference another cell, another column or cell again to the right. You can see that this is still, but this is not what I want. I need to change this to DDD. The MMM, I change it to DDD to give me what? The weekday name. So this is Monday and co. Does it make sense? Any question? Any contribution? Any doubt? Feel free to unmute your mic or use the chat room. Okay, your silence means there's no question. So let us do something. Another filter. This time around, we'll use advanced filtering. So I want to filter.
I will get back to you.
I didn't get.
So I will practice it. If I have any challenge now, I'll let you know.
Okay, no problem. Please, when people are practicing, that WhatsApp platform was created for us to solve issues. So if you have any challenge at any point, just drop it there. I will answer you and I will address it immediately. Okay, so now we have this have been created. So now I want to drill data to see all the sales that were sold on Monday. And this is important, right? Why I had to extract this from the date is so that we can make decision with this data. I want to know the days with highest sale, right? I can filter with highest sale. I see days that have the highest sale. If I want to do that, I can use chart here to get it. I use these days and I use this place to get it. So but we are not doing chart today. When we enter chart, we'll do that. What I was trying to say is we can use it to make informed decision. I can pull out the cells with their corresponding days. So we know that, okay, we know we record high sales on Mondays or Tuesdays, so we should not give anybody break or we should not give anybody off that day. You get? Okay, so that is that. I want to filter now under customer here. I need what general math. Under customer, I have customer. I can copy it from here, copy it here. I have general math. Advanced filtering, we can extract data the other side. So we should just say we want this should be January. I'll copy this under month. Let me use something that we can easily see and appreciate. Under month, I need February. Meaning I want to see general math cell that were done in February. But this now, this is a function. These are functions, right? I need to remove the formula for the function, the formula itself. I copy this and paste it back. I copy everything here. I come up, paste it. I right click on the first cell here. I go to paste special. From paste special, I say paste value only. So this way to remove all the formulas here. So you can see no longer a formula, it's now what? A value. So with this, I can copy February and paste the February here. So let's go again and perform that, right? As I go, I come here, advanced filter. This is the list range. It will highlight the data here for us. What is the criteria range? This is the criteria. I could just type H4 to what? I5. Or if I want to type that, I can just say H4. But because of all this reference, I do escape this reference. If I want to escape the reference, I just click like this. So I've highlighted this is what the criteria range. I click on the arrow bar and I have it this way. So if I want to copy to another location, see here we have filter the list in place, meaning it will filter and remain there. But I want to copy to a different location. What do? I use copy to different location. Then here, where do I want to copy to? I can just click here, the arrow. I select the place that the data should be copied to this place. And I click back the arrow. I'm okay. So if I want to copy only unique records, it means duplicate record will not be copied. So copy everything, nothing. I enter, right? So it didn't work. It didn't work. Doesn't mean there's no general mass sale for January. But what was the list range? Let us go back and check because this is not giving us what we want. Advanced filter. H4, I5. This is it now. H4, I5. Okay, hey. Filter criteria. Been filtered. Copy to a different location. Copy to this place. Okay. Let me leave it. Let me keep it here. And I say okay. Okay, let's insert a filter in the data and see if we don't have general math for February. That way we can verify. We check general math. Okay, filter by general math. So we have general math here. Then we filter by month to see if we have general math in February. Filter by month, February. Definitely we have general math in February. Why didn't they filter? Why didn't they filter? Let me return back and see where we have the problem. This is February. It was copied correctly. Because one thing with this advanced filtering, that sometimes if you don't copy the exact thing, you know what you are looking for. Customer is general math. The month name is February. It is correct. Okay, do not forget that it did not recognize this site. It did not recognize this as part of the table. But let us see now if it works, seeing this has been selected. Advanced filter again. Or let me just stand here. Or, hey, it has been selected now, right? So both the February and code have been selected. So let's see. Enter. You can see this in place. So instead of this, go back, advanced filter, it's been selected, did the criteria range, H4, I5, that's criteria range. Then I want to copy to a different location. What is the location I want to copy to? Is this location, right? I return back and I say, okay. So you can now see the data here that have been copied to this side. Okay, let me check your questions. Please, how do we insert advanced filters? Do you understand it now, or I should take it again? Hello?
Is by using right click, right? Right click of the mouse
No, not the right
or
click. Just normal click.
going through the data.
Okay, let me take it again. I think that it might help. Remember the other time we
Because
were. Okay, you're trying to say something.
okay, I have seen the advanced filter there.
You saying it, Abby?
Yes, I've seen it. I didn't see it earlier.
Okay, you're working alongside, right?
No. I left. Anytime I want to work alongside, I always get lost.
The best way is to just listen. Okay, let me take it again. And we want to perform advanced filter. We can copy this out somewhere. To let us perform advanced filter here, I see advanced filter. You know the other filter, we cannot even copy outside. We only remain in place, right? For advanced filter, we can copy to another location and even to a different sheet. So now, advanced filter, we'll go back to data. This time around, advanced filter. From advanced filter, it will automatically select the data for us in the table. But before, when I try to select like this, it did not select column E and F for us because they were gotten from formula that we wrote, right? Or function that we wrote. Okay. So, but I introduced it back and it worked when I try to highlight everything. So now, this is the list range. The list range is this table, right? You see, where do you want to look for this thing you are looking for? Where do you want to perform the filter? That was the list range. So list range here is what you can see A1 to F114. You and I agreed that this data is having how many rows? It's having 114 rows, right? Then the criteria range, we need to go and define our criteria. What criteria? What are we looking for? I think we are looking for customer. Our customer, the customer we are looking for or interested in is who? Let's use Supermart this time around, or Minimart, or Megamart. We are interested in seeing Megamart products alone that were bought by Megamart. Then what do we want to see? This time around, I said we want to see the product that were purchased by Megamart. I click on no, not the product that were purchased. We want to see a particular product that was purchased by Megamart. Maybe want to see cookies, want to see bread, want to see anything. So here, I say, okay, under product here, I leave the product here. I want to see product. I want to see the customer. The customer is Megamart. The product I'm interested in seeing is what bread that was purchased by Megamart. I paste it here. You can type it too. For me, I prefer copying it because sometimes this is to be crazy. So I come back and I insert what advanced filter. So this is my criteria, this is my list range. You can see A1 to F114. Okay, that's the list range. Then this is the criteria range which I have specified here. We're interested in seeing the customer Megamart and the product purchased by Megamart, bread, only bread product alone. Okay, only bread product alone. On the criteria range, I click the arrow, then I highlight it like this. This is what I want to see. This is the criteria. Customer, Megamart, product, only bread. So only these two things will pull out with their corresponding data. Date, January, February, the total amount, right? So I've selected the criteria. I click the arrow back. Then I want to copy to a different location. That's why I'm using what? Copy to another location. Then here, I come here, copy to, I click the arrow again, and I say copy to this place. If you copy from, I then to this very place with arrow. I click the arrow, and I say okay. So you can see that we have only Megamart here, only bread here. The sales, the month, the day this product was purchased, the date it was purchased, the month it was purchased, which was bread and only for Megamart. All right. Any question? In the absence of no question, we call it a day. If you have a question, please ask. Silence means no question. All right, we'll call it a day. Thank you very much for staying to the end of the class. I really appreciate your patience. If you don't understand anything at the course of your practice, feel free to DM me or drop the message in the group chat. Then I'll respond. I'll answer you immediately. You can call me 10 a.m. You can call me 5 a.m., 4 a.m. I will answer you. Good night and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you very much. Bye.